Now, say my name.
The Rolling Bad Podcast.
You're goddamn right.
Coming to you mostly live from our lonely desert studio in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, it's the Rolling Bad Podcast, episode number 86. It's March 15th, and I'm your host, Elric Edge. With me today, it's scrolling way too slow. Way
There's
too
always
slow.
something wrong.
I'm your host, Elric Edge, and with me today at a minimum of 5 to 6 feet is...
Bill, I don't have it yet, Costello.
Oh, boy.
We said we weren't going to joke about this, but honestly, you can't laugh at yourself.
A little bit, anyways.
Yeah, just a little. I mean, it is serious. I'm not trying to mock or make fun of it. This is, I think, most serious thing we've dealt with in our generation.
Is it?
Well, other than the Clinton presidency. Ooh. And he's one of my favorite dudes. I don't know why I pick on him like that.
Starting off strong, are we?
You know, he's the dude I would most like to have a beer with and just talk about how cool it was.
Being president?
Yeah, you know, because he seems to be like the most approachable dude. Anyway.
Really? Over Jimmy Carter? Like him or not, I mean, you know, Jimmy's out there getting stuff done still.
Worst president we've ever had, best ex-president we've ever had.
I got to disagree.
No, you
We're going to get into it.
You shouldn't. But this is not that podcast.
I know.
So, and all of our international listeners are like, Jimmy Carter, who the hell's that?
Right.
I don't know that guy. Does he work for GW? I don't know.
Why are foreigners got a terrible Boston accent?
I was going to say, why did I just describe
Park the car.
Horrible accent to all of our international
that's how they sound
listeners.
in France right now. Park the car. Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, so we all know I'm not only insensitive, but I make light of serious subjects, and I'm a jerk.
Yeah.
So, now that we've got that settled, sad news.
Yeah.
I mean...
This one really sucks, man.
Yeah, it surely does.
Seraphon got released. No?
I'm so going to hate you. Stick to the script!
Yeah. Adepticon 2020 is no longer happening. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this. It's been out and about.
Not news.
But they decided to cancel Adepticon due to coronavirus, which sucks.
Yeah, I know. It's made worse by the fact that we were so close to it. So all those people that had been pouring a year's worth of effort into it have just basically seen it blow up in their face. You know, I mean, just Alex Gonzalez, I'm sure he wasn't sitting around waiting until today to get going.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's been pouring work into that. I mean, you can, if you watch Twitter feeds, you've been seeing these guys creating for all of their Adepticon stuff, and now it's, you know, of course, the same can be said. 32-man events are canceling.
Yeah.
8-man events are canceling. So it's the right thing to do.
It is.
Because this is not the time to be flaunting your braveness.
You know, it's not just Adepticon.
No.
E3 got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
South by Southwest.
It's crazy.
So, yeah.
Yep.
But it is better to be safe. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to look around a gaming hall and notice that most of those people are not the shining beacon of physical health.
Or hygiene.
Yeah.
You know.
So
it's just one of those deals. Yeah. Best not to do it. It truly sucks. And I'm hoping we can get together in 2 weeks or a month and laugh about how much we overreacted. So, on that downer of a...
Yeah, really. Really.
I mean, it's just tears your heart out for those folks that poured all that work into Adepticon. And, you know, I'm sure all the other events, all these 32-man things, the 16-man things, people are putting real work into that stuff. And, hell, you know, I mean, I had to cancel the event I was running on Saturday.
Yep.
Because I had to go to work because of this event thing. And, you know, I mean, I know some of the guys got together and gamed, but, you know, even our little 8, 10, 12-man event got canceled.
It's very much a ripple effect.
Yep. So shall we move out to what's new and cool and stop being a downer?
Yeah, I suppose we can do that. into the new dawn. And what has been announced. Oh, speaking of which, real quick, though, back onto the Adepticon thing.
Yeah.
Games Workshop had been hinting that Adepticon,
Yes.
the previews at Adepticon were going to be the biggest previews they've ever
done. Yeah.
So they've instead said that they will be doing previews on the 28th of March and the 4th of
April.
Yes, that's the month that comes after March.
You know, April showers.
Stupid calendar.
Damn you, Gregorian.
Right. So, that should be a hint kind of as to what's coming, as they have to break it up over 2 days.
Yeah, that's reasonably amazing.
We know some of it. Obviously, one of the big things they talked about was the TV show.
Yeah.
Will probably take the oxygen out of one of those days.
Yeah, oh yeah, I bet.
So, but it should be good next Saturday, and then the Saturday after that, boom, boom. Big announcements from the G-Dubs.
Yeah. And those are both airing at, I think it's the Saturday after next. I think it's 2 weeks
2 weeks from now. Sorry.
And those are both going to air on the Warhammer TV at 1400 GMT. So if you just convert to your local area from Universal Time, Greenwich Mean Time, whatever you want, it's scheduled at 1400 or 2 o'clock for those of you that don't do military
Hopefully
clocks.
they don't forget the flipping time change.
Ooh.
Yeah, did you see that on this last announcement?
No. Which one?
Well, the Gamma stuff, the Gamma releases.
Oh, right.
It's supposed to come out at a certain time, and it didn't drop for another hour. Somebody apparently forgot about time change or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
Daylight
But
saving. Well, because most of the world doesn't do daylight savings time. It's only us ignorant Americans that do it.
Most of the world does.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Most of the world does daylight savings time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a global thing. It started in World War One, and or just before World War One or whatever. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. John Oliver did a big old thing about it. It shows like all the countries that actually follow suit.
So, to make this chicanery stop, we have to actually influence the entire world.
Well, World War One started it, so maybe World War III will end it.
All right, good. Yeah.
I'm all for having a global war if it stops daylight savings time.
Yes, let's do that. Yes, let's figure out something.
It's stupid.
Incredibly. So,
anyways, all right, let's get on
now
to,
let's do New Dawn.
Some sweet announcements.
Oh, and the sweet just keeps on coming. So for Middle-earth strategy battle game, they announced a new book, which is not really going to be much new, but it's going to be a compilation of everything that they've put in the White Dwarf for Middle-earth into one book form. So it's basically a collection of all their articles from White Dwarf that affect the game.
It's kind of like the annuals that we got in November, December for Kill Team and
everything. Blackstone Fortress.
Blackstone and a bunch of other
So
fun
kind of
stuff.
like maybe something like, a chapter approved for Middle-earth strategy battle game.
I'm all for it.
I am too. And they're also the sweet, sweet model for the Cribane, the crows from Saruman. Yeah, those. I kind of wondered how you would do something like that. Only after I saw it, I'm like, that is such a cool idea. Because basically it's like a tree with the flock of crows all around it. And it looks so cool. I cannot wait. I want one just to have, maybe not for strategy battle game, but it'll be a great looking piece to add to almost any other terrain or army or what have you. Anything that has a bird component to it will definitely look good with that. So yeah, in the article they show the picture of the Cribane, and like I said, it's trees with the crows all over it. It's so great looking. But then right beneath that is the new model for the Keeper of Dungeons.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and he's a big orc.
Yeah.
He don't.
Very cool looking.
Yeah.
And it also has...
He's the one that looks at you and says, "You ain't my real dad."
And they're going to be doing a Warren Rohan made-to-order run?
Yes.
Oh, man. Those sweet elves from...
they're in the... what's his name? Lothlorien elves?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, no, those are actually Rivendell. Let me look at their... Nope, those are Lothlorien.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh, and then the battering ram with the Uruk-hai.
Treebeard and Gimli sitting on the dead orc.
God, man, those are so cool.
Beautiful models.
You gonna get any of them?
I actually have all the Rohan stuff. I think I do want to get the battering ram and the Treebeard, but I have to check because I do believe I have Treebeard already.
Okay.
So I don't need 2 of him.
I kind of want to jump on some of them elves.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
Oh, well. Whatever.
Yep.
Got
So
enough
anyway,
stuff to work on.
That's the Middle Earth stuff. The best of the White Dwarf magazine, I think, is, in a book format. I think that's going to be a nice
Definitely.
thing for the. And once again, like we always say, and we always foam over this, is when they release something for Middle Earth, it sells out.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm sure they don't produce it at the numbers they do for 40K, but still, the audience is out there.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm so glad to see that game.
Really, all you got to do is jump on like any kind of a community page. So, like on Facebook, definitely on Facebook. I know a lot of Facebook pages tend to be a little toxic.
Yeah.
That's why people don't enjoy Facebook so much, especially for 40K. Good God. But the Middle Earth pages that I'm a part of, anyways, man, those they are very passionate in a positive way.
Yes.
About the game and the models and paint and everything. So
I have never seen anything in the Great British Hobbit League pages where someone ripped into somebody else or said something negative for the sake of saying something negative about a paint job. I've seen a lot of people put up something that was painted, and then people will chime in and say, here's how to do it better.
Yeah.
But never this, well, mate, that really sucks. And start over. None of that stuff.
No.
It's always like, hey, cool, but you could highlight the, whatever.
Sure.
And it's always, they're so welcoming. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a very positive community for sure.
Yeah, I kind of, if you're the guy that wins the best sports at a Middle Earth
You got to be pretty
event,
awesome.
I'm thinking you're probably, Mother Teresa or something.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any WhatsApp groups.
She ran sweatshops, though. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, there's a Middle Earth.
Up next is Saturnine novel.
That's the new limited edition Horus Heresy Book 4.
Siege of Terra?
Siege of Terra, Book 4. Yeah.
Nice.
And, to me, it's crazy. Not crazy. It's awesome because this is a Dan Abnett Siege of Terra novel, and Dan Abnett is the one that started the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Horus started it, but Erebus started it. But, he's the one that wrote the first book. Yeah. So now to see him in at the end, I am dying for this novel. Now, of course, again, I'm going to buy this novel.
Yeah.
I'm going to set it on my shelf because I haven't gotten through the first book yet.
Oh, Bill.
Because I'm a loser.
Well, I didn't say it. Anyways, moving on to the next thing.
You know what happens to me?
What's that?
Is I listen to these stupid podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I hate these Brohammer shows. Anyway. Sorry, that was just a little inside joke. But anyway, I get started, in my car when I'm supposed to be listening to books, and I will toss on like Independent Characters or Garage Hammer or Cubic Shenanigans or something like that. And that's it. For the next 2 days, I'm catching up on all those shows.
Yeah, don't even get me started on trying to catch up on podcasts.
Yeah,
speaking of which, I miss Brohammer.
Yeah.
That's a shout out to way back in the day.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Yep. All right.
Sisters.
Oh, did they get new stuff?
Final wave.
Final my butt.
Well, for now. So we finally got the new vehicles. We got Seraphon.
The Immolator.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Got
wow.
lots of sweet stuff.
That Immolator is like, guys, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I'm sorry, I jumped in on you. Go ahead.
Oh, no, yeah, the new Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah, bunch of goodies.
Seraphim and Seraphim and Waffafim and Hoofafim and...
You trying to mitigate the Sisters release here, Bill?
I'm trying to minimize it.
How dare you?
I'm trying to make light of it. For your sisters. We don't need girls in 40K.
Oh, God. And Twitter just had a minor meltdown. Yes, the Repentia.
Yeah.
All that stuff came out. It's all out. All the goodies.
And just go on the page and take a look at those models painted up in heavy metal.
Tasty. Very, very tasty.
Next up.
Oh.
Okay, let's just start at the top because Prophecy of the Wolf is the box set coming out.
Yep.
What would be in that box set? You might wonder.
Oh, Gazzy.
Well, I was thinking about Ragnar Blackmane.
You would.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Space Wolves are getting an update? How long has that been? I mean, since they got a really good update.
Okay.
All right, fine.
So, Gazgul, Mag, Uruk, Thraka just got revealed, as well as the new Primaris Ragnar Blackmane. Now,
God.
obviously I want to gush about Gazgul. But before I do,
Okay.
I have to say that Ragnar Blackmane might be the best painted Space Marine I've ever seen them do.
Yeah.
That model is unreal. The face, the detail, the story that model's telling.
That
Yeah.
model almost screams Darren Latham painted me, you know? I mean, I don't know who painted it. It could have been Maxine. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of them.
Whoever did, congrats.
Yeah,
That
you
is a
did an
fantastic model.
amazing job.
But let's get on to the big boy.
Talk about the elephant in the room,
Yeah.
as it were. Now, okay. Can I start this off with a bit of a rant?
Okay.
Okay. Those of you who are out there saying, listen, this is crap because Gazgul had his head chopped off
Mm-hmm.
and he, therefore, cannot be re-released as a model with a head on it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Again, find an airplane with a spinning propeller and walk into it.
Oh, fair enough.
You know, oh, well, I really hate it when they retcon stuff like that.
They didn't retcon it. It's if you look at the model, his head is sewed back on.
I know.
They actually show that. And if you think that
And he's an orc.
yeah, he's not just an orc. He's Gazgul.
The
And if
only
you think having
reason-
your head chopped off is going to stop Gazgul,
Yeah, come on.
uh,
Honestly.
yeah.
The only reason the Emperor is still on the Golden Throne is because the orcs believe he should be. Okay? I mean,
I haven't thought about that, but
you haven't heard that one?
no.
The orcs believe that the Emperor is like the greatest psyker that ever lived and can't die, so he can't die. And same thing with, what's his name? Come on, the Commissar. What the hell's his name?
Yarick.
Commissar Yarick. Yeah. They're like, no, he can't die because he's the greatest human.
Oh.
You know, and that's why Yarick won't die. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The orcs believe it. So, yeah.
I love that.
It is so cool. And I mean, the whole idea that, oh, Gazgul Thraka died. Yeah, right. If you honestly believe that, then you probably also believe that Game of Thrones ended well.
Oh,
So,
Jesus. Jesus. Bill, you've just been dropping hot takes these last few episodes.
I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
All right?
Okay.
You grumpy old man hammer.
Betcha.
God. Yeah, that model.
He's everything that we asked them to do. We wanted him to
Yeah.
be as big as a Primarch.
Yep.
He's twice the size of a Primarch.
Yeah.
I mean, not tall, but in sheer bulk.
He is bulky.
He makes Rabute look, I mean, I think side by side they will look good together.
Yeah.
But he is definitely bigger than Bobby.
He will do bad things to Bobby.
You could, but no.
No?
Bobby's going to roll through him like no tomorrow.
Flat 4 damage, Ren 4, so you're going straight to the invulnerable save.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Bobby's going to look at him and go, oh, you're so cute.
Nah.
I should keep one of you as a pet.
No, get out of here.
We probably really should run that one out and see
Yeah.
what the numbers say because, yeah, it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. Although, like I said, I think his War Scroll got a bit of a disservice, and I think they need to change one word and
Yeah.
make him good.
Yeah, the internet's having a bit of a meltdown about this. I don't know enough about 40K anymore to really make a call on it. But,
Well, it's just the fact that he's a character model, but he has the monster keyword
mm-hmm.
and also has 12 wounds, which is more than 10, so he's targetable. So even though they said he can only take 4 wounds per phase, if you really want to expend the effort to get rid of him, you're going to do 4 in the psychic phase, you're going to do 4 in the shooting phase, you're going to do 4 in the combat phase, and he's a one-turn hobbit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but anything's killable in one turn.
Well, and that's the whole thing is that could very well be a cold, calculated thing that, yes, he can be taken off the table. He's just like Guilliman. He can die.
Yeah.
So, but I think, honestly, if they, and I would not be angry with this, if they gave him the Marathi rule and said he can take 4 wounds per turn, now he's hanging around for at least 3 turns.
Yeah.
So, and he's going to earn his 310 or whatever it is points.
Yeah, somebody was saying that he should be more expensive than Magnus because he's better than Magnus. I was like, yeah, maybe in straight up combat, which he should be, but Magnus is also a devastating psyker.
Yeah.
If one of the most devastating psychers in the game, so maybe he shouldn't be. He also doesn't fly.
Yeah. I mean,
you can hand a Gorkum.
Yeah.
Or what is it? Big jump? The big jump?
The big jump.
Yeah,
yeah.
is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But that means you're just big jumping him.
Yeah.
By himself, and then his rules, because he's a monster and not infantry, his rules don't benefit himself, which is weird.
I know, it's kind of strange.
So
they're going to have to play around with him a little bit. He's going to have to be fat. I honestly think they need to change that phase to turn.
Yeah.
And I think that fixes a lot of things. But, the interplay with him on the table is going to be very, very interesting. He has amazing abilities, and he's going to pound through stuff.
Oh, man.
He is going to make things hurt. Keeping him alive is going to be an exercise, though, and you can't just, and which is odd because you literally can't just charge him across the table and say, "Look, Gazgul, go kill those things," because he could very well die in a turn.
Sure,
if you play him badly,
and because damage works differently in 40K than it does in AOS. He's a flat 4 damage, which in AOS would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Rend 4, AP 4, which is the
yeah.
same as Rend 4, and then 4 damage on something in Age of Sigmar would be so ballistic, so disgusting. Whereas in 40K, if he charges into like guardsmen,
yeah,
okay, he kills he eviscerates like 6 guardsmen, and then they swing back. But if he touches like a Titan, or a Baneblade or something like that, it's dead.
Yeah, it's super gonna hurt. Yeah.
So don't leave your big stuff in front of him.
Yeah, really. He can open up at night.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm excited about it. Oh, and
he's beautiful. He's absolutely, he captures that whole, and like you said, I truly love the whole thing that he has stitches on his neck.
Yeah.
And there's
so
old Doc,
angry.
because Doc's with him all the time, and Doc made him better.
Yeah.
Doc just said, "Buddy, you need to get better."
What about the rules on Malachi?
Malachi
has a 2-up invulnerable save. Did you see that?
Well, of course, he's the luckiest. He's luckiest. What's his name?
He's the luckiest Grot.
So,
yeah, what is his rule? Suspiciously lucky?
Yes, suspiciously lucky.
Oh, man. Oh, Makari. Sorry. Jesus. Makari.
Oh, we call him Malachi. God, Makari. Yeah. I did that 2 shows now.
Yeah. He's got 4 wounds. He's only toughness 3, but he has a 2+ invulnerable save, which is just,
Yeah. He is a crazy cool addition to Bubba. And he can also, he also affects Gazgul's wound taking, doesn't he?
So he has a rule that says Gazgul's Wa banner.
Yeah.
When a model in a friendly Goth Orc unit within 6 inches of this model would lose a wound, and this model is within 3 inches of a friendly Gazgul Thraka unit.
There's so many of those.
Yeah. Roll 1d6 on a 6+. That wound is not lost. So you put this guy with Gazgul, obviously.
Yeah.
And he gives a Gazgul a 6+, too.
A third save. He's a 6-up last ditch save.
So
yeah, I mean, he's got a little bit of meat to him, and suspiciously lucky.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, but Gazgul is amazeballs.
I like how his attacks get more as he takes damage. 7 attacks.
Yep.
Weapon skill 2+.
Yeah.
AP 4, damage 4, strength 10. Oh,
I know. He's just so good.
He's going to punch something so hard.
I know. At full, he's strength 14, I think?
Yeah, but his strength does go down as he takes
damage. It goes down to 5, so when he's almost dead, he's strength 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a weakling. Yeah.
I like how somebody freaked out because his gun, Mork's, I like how his gun is called Mork's Roar, and then his combat weapon is Gork's Claw.
Yeah.
But his shooting is range 36, assault 12, strength 5, AP 1. And somebody was like, he's a whole Devastator squad worth of shooting. Yeah, ballistic
He's got a
skill 5
PS5.
plus. He's an orc. He's still an orc shooting.
He can't
Calm down.
hit anything.
I've shot enough with orcs to know that it's just a cute waste of time.
It is. It is a terrible, terrible waste of time.
But, it's fun to roll that many dice.
Yeah, it's Gazgul, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
And you're always going to have that one roll where he misses everything, but then you're going to have that one roll where he rolls,
lights up the world, yep.
And he just...
So, but real quick, in the Prophecy of the Wolf box set, you will be getting Gazgul, Makari, 5 knobs, and 3 mega knobs for the orc side, and then you'll be getting Ragnar Blackmane and 10 infiltrators.
Go figure.
On the Space Wolf side.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad box. Hopefully it won't be Blood of the Phoenix expensive.
Oh, I think it will be. That's some high dollar. If you look at all the... I would have to imagine that Gazgul himself is going to be
$50, $60.
$50-$60.
He's a big end.
Yeah, and Makari comes with him.
Yeah.
But Ragnar is at least a
probably a
$35, $40 model. And then all the other ones, it's going to be a $210 box.
So Gamma dropped. I like how you have it. Gamma is in like a gamma ray instead of the
G, capital A and M.
Well done, Bill. Well done.
Well,
it's that level of professionalism that I've come to expect over 3 years of doing this with you.
You know what? I'm a child of the Cold War, and to me, gamma is always a bad thing.
Okay.
I'm the one that got under my desk and said, I will survive a nuclear explosion.
When the bomb drops, duck.
Because my head's between my knees.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Yes. So there was a gamma show, and it was cool. And we didn't go. Because COVID. No. Because it was way over in another continent. So,
was it? I thought it was here.
Was it here?
Gamma? I thought Gamma was here.
Oh, maybe it was. It was probably, because they came over. Yeah, I think so.
You know what, Bill? It's in the past. Doesn't matter. The past doesn't matter.
Turn the page, babe.
We only move forward.
That's right.
On this flat circle.
So let's alternate these. Which one do you want?
Let's go with...
Those first two are actually together.
Yeah. Okay, so this was mostly
previews.
Well, yeah, it was announcements for stuff that's coming, but it focused more on the side games.
Yeah. This is Gamma. This is the general gaming thing.
So I think one that we've been waiting for quite a while was the Daughters of Cain.
Oh yeah,
for Underworld.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Those models are absolutely. I'm getting it. I'm
sure.
Ooh.
I mean, that is Underworld shining at its best.
Yes.
Is when you can take an army, recreate the models, and make each one of them essentially a character model.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And they just look so... And it's going to be a good way to, get my feet wet painting Daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not, doing that flesh, because they have a lot of flesh.
I tell you, those models intimidate me.
Yeah, they do.
Daughters of Cain intimidate me.
Yes, they do. You look at Chuck's army, and it's just like, wow, dude.
Right.
To execute all the way across the board, that is so cool.
Yeah, especially over 6,000 models or
however
many Daughters he painted.
Yeah.
Over the course, like 18 months or whatever it was.
Couple?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
A hot minute.
Hot minute, Anders. So also, for Necromunda, they announced the next book, which is House of Blades.
Yep.
Or House Esther, or Esker, or Esker.
Escher.
Escher, whatever you want. Yeah, it is. So, and along with that, they release or are showing some little kitty cat pets called the Fellinks.
Cool models, but the paint jobs were kind of weird.
They were all over the place. They were kind of almost, they reminded me.
Like a blue and an orange, a purple. I'm like, all right.
I think they're going to just do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
Sort of the way they did the Griff Hounds, But they're super cool. And I got to say, as much as I have too much going on now, I would love to give Necromunda a try. I mean, my memories of that game are so good.
Those models. Any one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. The only problem with Necromunda models is, you build a Space Marine, you even on the multi-pose kits, you have 6, 8, 10 parts to put together. A Necromunda model, you have the right index finger tip. Then you have the right index finger, second and third knuckles.
Yeah.
And that, they are just so complex.
Because you need them to be so customizable.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, and it's also the drawback at the same time is, I'm going to have to eBay an army. Here, just build this for me, will you?
Something.
Yep. Okay, next up, pick one.
So we did get the Knight Acheron.
Yeah, the Acheron.
And Castigators for Adeptus Titanicus.
Yay!
Fantastic. And the Defense of Ryza.
Yeah, the book. Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. I am super happy that they continue to support that game at the level they do, as well as Aeronautica Imperialis, so that when they cross the games together, Games Workshop, cross the games together.
Yeah, put out infantry and vehicle.
Just do
stuff.
Epic.
Just do Epic.
Yeah,
Epic at 28K. I'm not going to get mad.
Okay, hold on.
I won't be mad.
Bill.
Yes.
Bill. You with me on this one, buddy?
I don't know. I think so.
What if that's one of the announcements?
Oh.
Supposed to do at Adepticon.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
one of the biggest announcements ever.
They're coming out with vehicles and Space Marine
and a whole
detachments.
new rule set for... just drink that. Let it marinate. Marinate, boys.
That is so much better than the meatloaf I just ate. Wow.
Right?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, maybe that is one of the... I think, that could be a big announcement.
So, yeah, Games Workshop, if you're listening, I'll take my check in Orc models. Anyway,
sure.
After that...
The remainder of the Luminarth Realm Lords.
I don't think it's the remainder. We just got another kit.
We got more kits and more look at, and that one...
Which one?
Mage on a
the levitating mage?
Yeah.
Wow.
That model scares me more than even the Techless model. Because it looks... I know it's just me looking at it at a weird angle and all that stuff, but I just get a very weird vibe from that model. I'm not saying it's not great. Don't think that. It's just... It is so out there. I'm like, God, these guys are going to be amazing. I mean,
yeah. God. Yeah. I love the aesthetic. I love everything about it, man. This army is hitting everything for me.
It's nuts. Yeah, I think you're going to go big.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I have no attachment and no desire for that army. That aesthetic doesn't hit me, but you cannot deny just the artistry that's in it.
Oh, yeah. The level of detail. I would love to do it, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
I had High Elves back in the day, one of my favorite armies,
yeah.
but I just can't. I got enough projects.
Nah, I know.
So I'm waiting for Sons of Behemoth.
Yeah, anytime now.
Just wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest announcement? Big? No, never mind.
Big.
Anyways.
That could be, no. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
also,
we got the archers. Too, for them.
Yeah, archers.
So that was the big one.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, okay, so that was for Age of Sigmar, for the big game.
Yep.
And then for 40K, I don't even want to talk about this. I absolutely detest this character.
Me too.
Everything about him.
Hate him with every fiber of my fictional 40K existence. Yeah.
I hate everything he does in the game. I hate everything he does in the background.
In the lore, in the novels.
Fabius Bile.
Yeah.
For the Emperor's Children.
Yep.
I detest him.
Indeed.
I always have, even since 3rd edition.
Yep.
Never liked him.
Nope.
But he's getting a new model.
Yeah,
so.
you got to admit, he's going to be cool. And,
yeah.
I love all the people putting together the images and all that stuff, and how his little assistant there is actually pulling the gene seed out of a Primaris, which is laying the groundwork for Primaris Chaos Space Marines. So, they got to do it. They have to do it.
I don't even want to talk. Whatever.
It's coming.
This character literally...
Oh, I hate everything about
frustrates me. Like, I hate him. I hate everything about Fabius Bile.
What's so crazy is I ran into him today in Inquisitor Martyr. I had that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I won't spoil it or anything, but there is a portion of the storyline where you run into Bile.
Oh,
and
goodness.
It's a very scripted fight. You don't end up fighting Bile. That's not gonna be a good thing for you.
Yeah.
But it's, oh man, is it? And I hated him with every fiber of my existence again.
Yep.
So, yeah, but it's going to be a cool model.
He's really the reason that I hate Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
I hated Slaanesh for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's all based around.
That'd be a
But
while.
he's very popular.
Oh, yeah.
He is a very popular character.
Oh, he's, the idea that we have a visceral hatred for him means he's an incredibly well-executed character.
Yeah.
So
That he warrants any kind of emotional
that
response.
sort of detestation. Yeah. And I truly love that part of it is you can get so invested in it that I hate this fictional thing.
Yeah. And real quick, to basically recap, when they announced the Daughters of Cain and House of Blades for Escher,
Mm-hmm.
it was all female models.
Yes.
All female models,
Yes.
which was really cool. We're finally seeing them. I know they got a long ways to go. There's a huge outcry for female models in the Astra Militarum and stuff like that. And I'm sure we'll get there.
Well, you look at that, the female Rambo
Oh, my
for the
God.
store opening models.
That model is so cool.
I love the meme they put together about, have you ever been mistaken for a man? No, have you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That
she's,
was a great tweet.
It's basically a nod to, what is her
Aliens.
name? Yeah,
Um,
the chick from,
Michelle Rodriguez.
no, it's not Michelle
No,
Rodriguez.
it's not. You're right. I'm sorry.
It came
My
out
bad.
like 10 years before
She was born.
born.
But yeah, that was kind of Gamma. It was, it's all the specialist games and what have you. I'm sure the big announcements were due to come out at Adepticon, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to watch that on the live stream. So, but they have made the live stream available to the most people they could by scheduling it.
Vasquez.
Yeah. Hey, Vasquez, you ever been mistaken for a man?
Good
Nope.
Lord.
Have
So do yourself a favor and Google Aliens and look at the cast
Yeah.
and how old
They all are.
Wow.
Yeah, it's scary.
That movie came out in 1986. The original came out in 1979.
Yes.
Alien the movie. Wow.
I was 15 when I saw that movie at the theaters.
Good night. I did not realize how old that franchise is.
I had nightmares for weeks.
Yeah, how could you not?
I know.
I remember watching Aliens on TV with my mom. I snuck in and just kind of forced my way in there to watch it. And she was so mad because my closet was filled with those guys for probably until I was like 12
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
man. They were under my bed. They were in my
Everywhere.
closet.
God.
They were, taking up space with Pennywise
You betcha.
because he was there too.
Yeah.
The worst.
My favorite part was Jonesy the cat and just expecting it any minute. And then they carried that over into the new movie. I was just like, yes.
Oh, man.
Oh,
That
so
scene
good.
where the kids in the water, the little girls in the water,
Oh.
just rises up slow. That's such good horror.
Yes.
I know we're going off on a total tangent, but it didn't show the xenomorph grabbing her.
Right. No.
Nothing. It's just,
Nothing.
it's like that scene from Scarface
Oh,
with
yeah.
the chainsaw.
Yeah.
He never actually touches him with the chainsaw.
No.
You just hear it.
Right.
And it's like such a visceral,
Yeah.
they don't do that anymore.
And you'd swear that you saw him cutting him apart with a chain.
Yeah, it's not in the movie.
You never did. Yeah. Yep.
because it's that well done.
Mhm.
And now they got to show them pulling their fingernails out
sure.
and pulling their teeth out painfully. It's got to be as graphic as possible.
Oh, yeah.
No imagination.
God, this is such a tangent, but Quentin Tarantino laments that all the time,
Yeah.
is that modern audiences can't handle that kind of implied horror that was so prevalent,
Yeah.
even through the 80s, because it doesn't sell. You have to have that impact now. You have to have the Saw sort of franchise.
It's torture porn.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah,
It's lazy
it's
is what it is.
very
It's
lazy.
lazy.
Yeah. I blame millennials. You knew that was coming. Come on.
Oh,
Get off my lawn.
Bill.
Okay. Anyway, shall we move on to creation? Do we have any new stuff? Because, there was a ton of new stuff and cool stuff that's announced or on the way. Pre-orders for next week are kind of thin. The only thing that really I saw was the Saturnine novel. And there's
Sisters.
a whole bunch of novels. Yeah, well, and the Sisters of Battle stuff. But that's really the only pre-orders. I have to imagine they didn't expect Adepticon to get canceled, so I'm sure the flow was sort of based around that reveal. And if you notice, the last few weeks, the release schedule has been very hit or miss. It's either a week of lots of stuff or a week with some made-to-order stuff. I believe we're going to start seeing some big things. You know, the next version of 40K is coming soon.
July.
Yeah, it should be about the right time frame.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the release time. So, yeah.
And then, we'll probably get the announcement of the new edition of 40K.
At Adepticon.
We'll get some big Wrath of the Ever-Chosen storyline reveal.
I'm sure.
And then we'll get the announcement of the Return of Epic 40K.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, GW. I love you.
Right?
And I really do. I'm not laughing. I mean that. I love you guys.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, as soon as that drops, I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're going to play Epic with 28 millimeter.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So.
Sorry, listeners, I had to flash Bill, apparently.
If only I had YouTube, because...
that's why we don't do live video.
Yeah.
Because nobody wanted to see that.
Stripper scenes like that.
It's so good once it hits the lips.
All right, I'm going to talk about creation now, because I created stuff.
Yeah! Look what I have created! I have made fire!
In the beginning, when Bill was born,
there was Seraphon ziggurats, or Realm Shaper engine. So I built one of those because I picked it up yesterday, and I built it and primed it. It is such a cool little thing. I really love the way they put this thing together, because you build it with one of two sides facing out. Basically, if you look on the inside of that, I built it with the non-viney side out, but you can basically flip it around and have the viney side. So if you're playing Seraphon Coalesced, where they've been around a lot longer, you'd probably use the viney side. If you're playing Starborn, where they're just dropping down to say hello and beat your face in, you would use the clean side, which is what I used.
Now, if you are Starborn? Starborn?
Starborn, yeah.
And you have to drop one of these. I mean, have they gotten the zoning license to do so yet? What's the city going to say when you just drop one of these?
I would imagine you'd have to, make sure before you drop one that it's zoned either commercial or, commercial residential.
Right. Because, it seems
might be industrial.
It seems really unfair to the Coalesced.
Yeah.
That have taken the time to do it properly.
Yeah.
And then here comes
Get all the permits and...
Yeah.
Yeah, here comes the Slan just going, oh, look, I thought it into existence. Yay. Look at me.
Yeah, total disregard for the HOA.
No more gated communities for the Seraphon.
This thing is so cool.
It's a really cool kit, and the way you build it. And, of course, like they say, you can also mix and match. You can do a couple of sides with the vines on. And so, you're free to do anything you want.
An accent wall, if you will.
An accent wall. There you go.
I have to say, these steps are totally impractical. I don't know how you're supposed to put a model on top of one of these steps.
No, not at all.
And where's the door? How are you supposed to get guys inside to garrison this thing? How do they get out?
They don't go inside. They go on the outside.
I have to say, my immersion is completely ruined.
Wah. Which is another rant I could talk about, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
But I'm going to.
Yes, please do.
Those little objective neoprene pads that people are starting to use are some of the most disgusting, horrible, ugly things I have ever seen. Please put your War Machine crap away and, bury your 2D terrain or go play War Machine. Get that crap out of my game. If you honestly need a visual reference as to what's inside the objective and you can't figure it out by this point in your life, maybe this isn't the hobby for you. I'm sorry. God, I hate those things. You look at a perfectly sculpted, beautiful table with great terrain on it, and there's these huge black circles all over the place going, and that's my distance from the objective because I don't know how to use a tape measure. Okay, go away. And if you're selling those things and they're not absolutely clear without your flippin' logo all over the place, and yeah, you know who I'm talking to, okay? Burn them. Take them and burn them. Because if you feel that you have to brand every damn thing you put out to the point to where I can't play my damn game without getting lost in your brand.
I just want to take a moment to remind everybody, my Sylvaneth rant was over 2 years ago. Like, I'm not the angry one anymore.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Right? God.
I have a lot of fun thinking up these little rants.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, that beautiful one, that was triggered by Scott like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Because it was a cool looking table, but then he had those objective marker things on there, and they're the black ones from LVO.
Yeah.
And man, you know, obviously it was a scenario they were playing where they had 8 objectives, so it did look kind of garish. So I figured, oh, that's going to be my rant. It's going to be so much fun.
Take it to the bank.
Yep. You know what I used to use? Well, and I mean, it's pretty common in War Machine, but they sell those little hoops for, I guess, needlepoint or something. Mm-hmm. But you can find them, and they come in all kinds of different dimensions, but they're just little metal circles, and I think those would work just as well.
What happens if you bump it?
You know, don't bump it. It's one of those.
Oh.
Wow, put a little effort into your game, pal.
Bless.
Yeah.
All right. God.
Well, I mean, if we're going to start using those things, let's just go to 2D terrain because, you know, if we don't care what the board looks like, let's go to 2D terrain. It'll save a lot of packing space.
And then we could go to 2D models.
Yes! Standees. We should just be using flat standees.
I used to play a guy that would put movement trays with dice on them.
Wow.
These are my men-at-arms. These are my knights of the round. These are my...
You're kidding.
No.
That is so lame.
Because he had the models. He just didn't want to have to pull them all out. So he's like, well...
That sounds like something I would do. Wow. That's lame. Lame.
Oh, well, he's a Republican like you. So, anyways... Wow. Wow, that look.
Did you like that one?
That was a good one. That was good. Anyways, back to this freaking pyramid.
Yes, the Realm Shaper engine.
So it is big.
Yeah, but it's not huge.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not what I thought it was.
It's not Bone Reaper ridiculousness.
But it is damn sure it will block line of sight.
Yeah.
You can hide a unit behind it. I also finished all my Aeronautica Imperialis Imperial side.
Those are
with
fantastic.
The bases. Yeah, I like them. They're fun. I put the pictures up on Facebook.
And Twitter.
And Twitter.
And the tweeters.
And the Tweeterverse. So those are all done. Now I just have to finish up the orcs, and I'll have both sides painted just in time to start over again with the Tau and Imperial Guard. Yay.
Yep. Astra Militarum.
God. Yeah, Katie, it broke before the Guard did. And then, for some odd reason, I wrote The Wrath of the Ever-Chosen Fac in Creation.
Did you create the FAQ?
I did. I believe I submitted all those things.
You're the one that posed all those questions.
Sure.
And ensured that they got answered.
Yeah, I kind of made a sternly worded email.
Okay, cool. So, basically, if there's any listeners that have any issues with the Wrath of the Ever-Chosen FAQ...
It's Ben Johnson at GWPL.
Fair enough.
I don't know why I put it there, but yeah, the Wrath of the Ever-Chosen Fact came out. There's not much in there. Yeah. It's a very short little fact, but it's out if you need to refer to it. So what did you create?
So did you play any games? Unfortunately, I did not. I've had a little too much going on at home.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But the drive is still there. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping.
Oh, I know.
This week, I'm probably going to put the paintbrush down for a while unless I can be bothered to do any of Randall's stuff. And I want to build.
Yeah.
I got so much stuff that I want to build. And even if I'm playing with the gray plastic for a moment, for a hot minute.
Yeah, we might have to do that. But, you know, it's one of those deals. I'd rather get models on the table and games in.
Yeah.
Than stick to some antiquated belief that you have to play with only painted models. All right, so let's move on to battle.
This is where we fight! This is where they die!
Wherein we find that we survived
the
stronghold in Blackstone Fortress.
We did.
Wow. We pretty much thought we had that game well in hand.
Yeah, I like how you wouldn't shut up about how easy it was.
This is going to be easy. crazy.
Man, they didn't really design this very well. Jeez. We don't even have to deal with like half the bad guys.
This is a bad scenario because we're not even going to see half the bad. Oh, wait, there's that other mechanic.
Whoops.
Yeah, the minute you think you're smarter than the game designer, probably take a step back and just eat your pride.
Yep.
Yeah, because that was
rough.
That was way rough. I rocked down to the bottom floor with 2 grievous wounds and a wound.
Yeah.
So I was rolling 1 action die. I ended up using the heal that we had on me so that I could actually roll 2 dice. But then I did the typical dirt move of just being around in the right turn order, let everybody do all the work on the models, and then I got the kill shot. Nice. So I got the artifact.
Nice. Oh, of course you did.
It's the life of an Eldari. So we're just around to watch the monkeys and take their toys when they're not able to play with them anymore.
Cannot trust a Xenos.
Hate the Xenos. Kill the Xenos.
Pretty much.
Okay. So yeah, it was quite the fight. We thought we were pretty tough. I mean, because you were inspired by having your Archaeotech. Now, I was inspired, and, Pam's character just inspires based on rolling the dice. She can't stay inspired, but she was getting that way. Well, she got that way pretty quick. And, of course, Pius Vorn was acting as both the number 1 killer and the pincushion.
Yeah, we kind of put that guy through the ringer, don't we?
Yeah, we sort of.
Girl. It's a girl.
It's a girl. It is a girl.
I don't know why we keep doing that.
Because we're misogynists.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so.
Deep down inside.
Mm-hmm.
Or right there on the surface, too, I guess.
Yeah. But the way the mechanics of that game go, I literally thought, just from the look of it, we're just going to cruise down these corridors, and they're never going to see us. So they're not going to activate. We got this. We're so done with this. And then, of course, you had the reinforcement rolls. So every time Pam got the dice, she would reinforce one of the enemy groups.
Yep.
And then, of course, there's the mechanic that activates the groups anyway, whether or not you see them. So, yeah, we were facing Space Marines and Guardsmen with an attitude.
Yeah, the gore. The souped up
Spindle drones.
Oh, my God. With 8 wounds a pop. That was a mountain to climb.
Well, you handled that fight pretty good. You were the first one down in the hole.
Yeah.
And according to the rules, we could only put 1 person down into that lower level per turn. So you faced them 1 turn all by yourself.
Yeah. The old beehole was puckered up
a little
so
bit.
tight you couldn't pull a greasy string out of it.
Yeah. That's an image. Yeah. That's an image I wanted.
I'll let it marinate, Bill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to stew for a while, let me tell you. We were successful. We actually won the day. We are moving on. We are going to conquer the rest of the Blackstone Fortress. Life only gets harder from here. So. Yeah.
Hopefully we get some good loot.
I also want to thank Brandon from out there at Cubic Shenanigans, because he also DM'd me on Twitter and sent me another 1,500 point list for OCR Bone Reapers. And it's really cool looking, and I really like his list. And have to, admit, with him having the experience, I'm probably going to go with that one. Because it's a really, I'm not going to go over the list details right now. I'll put them up, as I paint the models and put them out on the Facebook page. But thanks, Brandon. I really appreciate that, man. That was awesome. Brendan. I keep calling him Brandon. Yeah, that was kind of cool of him. And then last but not least, the fact came out for The Greater Good, the latest Psychic Awakening book. If you're looking to tone down the Tau a little bit in your meta, there's your chance, because they made some changes that will knock Tau down a little bit, not too much. We're not talking, nerfing them into next week. Yeah. Some good changes. They actually put points for Shadow Sun out there, and they cleared up the wording for the ion blasters, and they limited prototype weaponry, so you can't have 2 systems on 1 model anymore.
Okay. I don't know what any of that means.
It's 40K stuff. So it's advanced Greater Good Tau stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
stuff that you'll be sure to show me.
Oh yeah, I'll demonstrate. I will demonstrate live.
We'll do it live. Oh,
there you go. Okay, I'm dropping stuff now. Oh. So you got any battle you want to talk about?
No. Blackstone Fortress is the only thing I've had a chance to play recently.
Yeah,
so.
it's been a kind of a crazy 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think it's been that way for everybody.
Yeah, but I don't care about anybody else.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, what are we worried about?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, I mean, we're literally talking about ourselves and only ourselves for this show. So
That's right. So on that note, let's take a quick break so we can jump into the lore section where I will giggle like a schoolgirl and Elric will try to talk intelligently about a very cool book. So we'll be right back. Since this is my lore segment, I'll bring it in.
Yeah, you do that.
How do you bring it in? I don't remember. All right. Sorry. We'll stop kidding around now. All right, guys. A few shows ago, I made a statement, a comment,
About
a
how
plea.
you hoped people would jump into a propeller blade?
After that. It was after
okay, okay. It was all in drunken haze.
All I asked Games Workshop to do was give us a Seraphon book that was playable at any level. You know, it would be competitive, it would be narrative, it would have flexibility like, you know, a lot of the books that come out now. I guess they got my email.
Well, I mean, by that token, right, playable at any level. Wouldn't the previous book be playable at any level? I mean, nothing
it's
stopped
not.
you from putting models on the table and playing a game, Bill.
And I have told you many times that since they made the changes and made summoning cool and they made some tweaks to the Seraphon, that they were not literally unplayable. They were quite playable.
So they could have just put out the same book again, and you would have been okay by your very own admission.
No, I would have been so angry I couldn't see straight.
But you asked for...
Don't try to trap me in some logic Mobius
I was
loop.
trying to get you to flip out again.
I won't.
Okay.
Because I am so happy. I cannot see straight. Because we now have a book that is at once overpowered and yet functions very well within the span of the game. I don't believe it's OP. I believe it is very, very powerful, and certain builds, it's going to be very, very good in the right hands. And also, it's flexible enough that you can do anything you want. Whatever your collection, whatever your dinosaur dreams are, you can play it in this book, and it will be rewarding. You may not win every game, and you may get face stomped a couple of times, but you'll at least be in the game for the long haul.
Yeah.
Yippee, yippee, I love this book.
Okay, cool.
Okay, are we done?
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
I have absolutely nothing nice to say about this book
Why?
because it makes you happy. Yeah.
Wow.
Just kidding. Yeah. Wow. There is some tasty stuff.
This book is bonkers.
If you like magic and you don't like chaos,
Your opponent.
or your opponent, good Lord. Yeah, these guys know their way around a spell book.
When they said Seraphon were going to be one of the top spell casting groups, they meant what they said. And as it breaks down, I mean, we're going to actually depart from the Norman. We're going to actually break down a little bit of this book because it is just so flippin' cool. Yeah.
So I should have read it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Whoops.
So we're going to get into the lore next time.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to do the meat of the book.
The thing that everybody cares about.
Yeah, the stuff that people care about. So the biggest changes to Seraphon, some of the biggest changes, they've all lost the demon keyword. They are no longer demon or celestial demons, which was really... I mean, I understand where they were going way back when, but it doesn't work now. When you start building a Seraphon list, you have to make some important choices right at the beginning. First of all, you're either going to be coalesced, which are Seraphon that have been in the world for a long time and have actually become material. They are part of the world. They leave a footprint. They're a thing. Or you're going to be starborn. This is kind of like what we're used to. These are the dreams. This is a slan coming out and saying, I am thinking about 15 skinks. And all of a sudden, 15 skinks are on the field. And then within...
I think there's a little more to it now. It's not quite him just projecting his thoughts.
No,
It's like channeled energy of his ear.
You know, it's...
Well, yeah, we'll get into that stuff next time.
Yeah, they rolled it all into the narrative really, really nicely.
Yeah, they cleaned that up.
And what's really nice, and, you know, as I was reading through the lore parts of it, I had always wanted to put Seraphon encampment into my area of Gyren that I sort of have carved out for my own city-state. And now that we have these rules, it is so easy to do. I am so happy. It makes me hurt. Once again, I feel good in my loins. So,
God.
I knew you would love that. So once you've made that choice of either Coalesced or Starborn, you then have to make another choice, which is for the Starborn, you're going to go either Jacothian's Tail or Fangs of Sotek. So obviously you're going to go Magic Heavy or Skink Heavy. And for Coalesce, you're going to go Koala's Claw, which is the Saurus lists, or Thunder Lizard. And I'll leave it to your imagination what that might be. That's the Ben Johnson lists.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nothing but big monsters. So, but the overall army, no matter what you choose, some of the army-wide, I don't care what you've picked, Slann in your army can always generate a new spell every turn. So the spell that they know from the lore book, the lore list, they can change that every turn. Yeah. Because they're not limited. And let me tell you later how Croak is going to make you pay for all the things you said about him in the past. Also, the new functional mechanic for the constellations, or whatever you want to call them, are now called asterisms. And you pick these each turn, and the overarching, let's get down to brass tacks here, is there's an asterism for +1 attack to your guys, +1 to run and charge to your guys, or +1 to cast and unbind for your wizards. So,
oh yeah, you totally messed that up.
Why?
So the first one, the Great Drake, is in the combat phase. Pick one from the Seraphon hero. Until the end of that phase, you can add one to the attack characteristics of melee weapons used by that hero.
One hero, okay.
You made it sound like the whole army got +1 attack.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I didn't say hero, did I?
No.
Oh, okay.
You said get +1 attack, or you get +1 to charge. Or
oh,
run to charge. Yeah,
all right. You got me.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay. So those are the army-wide. Oh, my God.
And the other one is pick one wizard.
Yeah. He gets +1 to cast. And, okay, so I said it was army-wide.
I'm just saying, calm down, guy who reads book.
Shut up. Now, if you decide to go Coalesced, and again, from there you pick Koala's Claw, which is the Saurus list, or Thunder Lizard, which is the monster. These are the melee lists.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you can't. This is very similar to Cities of Sigmar.
Right.
Where, like, one book, like the Phoenicium. Like, yeah, obviously you kind of want to focus on Phoenix cards and stuff like that. There's absolutely nothing stopping you from taking all the other stuff
in that, yeah.
Right. So, same thing here, just because this focus is more on combat, so you probably get a little more benefit running Saurus and Saurus Cav and the big Carnosaur and stuff like that. Doesn't mean you can't slap skink priests and a Slann in charge.
And you very well might want to, because some of the spells are going to be awesome.
Yep.
So, yeah. In the Coalesced, you basically ignore mods to bravery, plus or minus. So basically what's on your scroll is what you roll. That's it. There's nothing going up or down. Also in this one, if you have a Jaws attack on your war scroll, you're going to add 1 to the number of attacks. And since most of the things you're going to be taking, if you focus, directly on these lists, you're going to be taking Saurus, you're going to be taking Carnosaurs and what have you that all have Jaws attacks.
Yep.
So you're going to be getting an extra attack on those. Also, you're going to get some scenery changes that only affect you. This is not scenery changes that affect the whole board. So, or your opponent.
Huh? It can, though.
Can it? I thought it was only...
There's a art or a command trait, I believe.
Yes, there is you can make that.
So the rule is if a terrain feature is partially or wholly, which I like, partially or wholly within the territory of the Coalesced army, then any damned, arcane, inspiring, or mystical scenery rules for that terrain feature only apply to the Coalesced units, while any deadly or sinister scenery rules for that terrain feature do not apply to the Coalesced units.
Right.
But I believe it is a command trait on a Saurus character that it extends it to the whole table, which is
bonkers.
Which means that people out there who don't play with mysterious terrain, you might want to start doing that.
That's
if you're going to be using this army. It will only benefit you.
Yes, it only helps.
If your opponent doesn't want to, tell them
I don't care. It's a core rule.
Yep.
So now if you've gone the Starborn, your abilities change.
Oh.
What?
You forgot, like, the last, probably most disgusting rule they had.
Oh, you're right. I sure skipped over that one.
Scaly skin.
Scaly skin.
This is for coalesced.
Yeah.
Subtract 1.
Read it, Johnny.
Tell him, Steve, Dave. Subtract 1 from the damage inflicted by each successful attack that targets a coalesced unit to a minimum of 1. So your entire Ironjaw's army that gets buffed by the War Chanter doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Still only doing 1 a pop.
Still doing your little 1 damage.
That is
Mr. Orc.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that's rough. Now your 3 damage weapon does 2.
Yeah. Still tickles. It also helps against the OC of the Bone Reaper.
Yeah, it
variety.
puts the Mortek Guard back to normal. Yep. So, yeah, that's a very big thing to have decided to skip. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited. Okay. Now, if you go Starborn, which is where you pick Dracothian's Tail or Fangs of Sotek, your army changes to Bravery 10. Just flat out Bravery 10, everybody.
But it can be
But it's modified.
Yeah.
Right. So, now, Seraphon don't have crappy bravery across the board. They're pretty good. They're between 6s and 8s mostly, and then everybody else, the heroes and what have you, go up in the 9s and 10s. But it's nice to just take your whole army and go, oh, I'm death. So,
or demons.
Yeah,
because they're demons.
No.
Bravery 10.
They're not. Oh, bravery
across
10.
the board.
No,
like demons.
The Bravery 10
like
guys.
Demons.
The Bravery 10 guys
not
were
all
not
death
demons.
Is 10.
They were good podcasters. Okay? God.
What?
You don't remember the Bravery 10 podcast?
There was a Bravery 10 podcast?
Oh, my jokes are so lost on this audience. Okay, anyway. Yes, you can give them Bravery 10. The Starborn get a little something that the Seraphon have been used to for some time, and that is the summoning mechanic only works if you're Starborn. So if you're coalesced, you're flesh and blood, and you've been around a while, you have to make babies.
So you're Starborn, and then you summon. Would you say that's how a star is born?
Oh, how cute.
Did I do that?
You did that.
I hate myself.
You should. You really should. Because not only was that a pun, but it was a bad one.
Yeah. There are no good puns.
But there are. And then also the Starborn are the ones who get the Lords of Space and Time, which is the ability to just pick a unit and, teleport it anywhere on the board, 9 inches away from a bad guy.
Otherwise known as triggering every Zinch player out
Ever.
there.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Wow, the salt is real.
Yeah, I hope so. Because, you know what? They deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
As we were saying before the show started, I just love how the Seraphon are now looking at Zinch going, oh, you guys cast spells too? Oh, that's so cute. You're doing it so well. Yeah. Lizard wizards are good.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah. The lizard wizard. Now we should probably move into... That was battle traits. Let me see here. You want to do command traits?
Yeah, let's read every single one of them.
Verbatim
slowly,
from the book.
and then not give a hot take on any of them.
No. Yeah, no, let's just read them.
Arcane Might, Slán command trait. With the authority of Aeons, this
really
powerful... Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Whatever. Do we really want to go through any of these?
No, but you basically have 3 different command trait tables. One for Slán, one for Saurus, and one for Skinks.
Hold on.
Hold on
for one hot minute.
1 hot minute.
So, Starborn, go up to Bravery 10.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like demons.
Yeah.
We've established that.
Right.
Now, we have a command trait chart for Slán. We have a command trait chart for Skinks.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a command trait chart for Saurus.
Yeah.
Bill, I haven't seen multiple charts like that in a battle tome since literally every demon book thus far.
I'm
Bill.
sorry. Have you looked at the scrolls yet? Because none of them have the demon keyword.
I'm just saying.
We're not demons.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Know what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm laying down, Bill? You're playing demons. Just embrace it.
I'm embracing
These are
it.
Sigmar sanctioned demons.
Oh, I love them too. Oh my gosh, they are great. Now, some notable command traits that they have. Which was the one I...
Take your time. Do,
So if you're...
do.
We are desperately trying to get this done before it is tomorrow for us.
I know.
And he's
Hey, okay, real talk for a second here. You downloaded the app or downloaded the book on.
Yeah.
Have you noticed this particular book being much more difficult to navigate as far as like it closing every time you touch it wrong or anything? I swear to God, this one's going to give me an aneurysm.
Really?
Or an asterism or whatever you want to call it.
aneurysm. Yeah, no, I haven't had that big of a problem with it.
It is constant.
In Azir?
And it freezes up on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it, what was funny is I was at the store yesterday morning. God, I forgot who it was that had ordered the new Battle Tome. He was using an Android device, so he ordered it from whatever Android people order their Android stuff from. And every time he downloaded it, he would get the old book, even though he paid for the new book. And then he would go and delete it, get rid of it, download it again. And this is long after everybody's downloading the new one. And I'm showing him the new one. So is Josh. And he's like, he would download it and get the old one.
Wow.
So, yeah, there might be an issue or two with this one. You just have to be dedicated to be.
You got to want it more.
To be a demon. I mean, a salamander.
That is, sounds like something the Lord of Change would do.
You're not going to bring me down. You're not. You're not.
Don't bring me down.
Let's move on from command traits because there was one I thought, well, there's the Great Remember, which is going to give you a command point. Yeah, everybody's got a really nice command trait in addition to the one that they come with. Artifacts of power. Some of these are really, really good. There's one that adds 4 inches to the bearer's move characteristic and 1 to the bearer's wound characteristic. Keep in mind, if you take one of the major, you're going to end up, you pay for that with having to take the artifacts, so you're going to want more stuff so you can get more artifacts to get these cool.
More formations.
Formations, yeah.
Yeah, it's good that their formations are really
expensive.
Flipping good.
Yeah.
They're good. Mm-hmm. Real good.
They're very good.
Tasty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have like the Itixi Grubs, which is at the start of the hero phase, you heal 1 wound allocated to the bearer. In addition, in your hero phase, you can reroll 1 casting or dispelling roll for the bearer. And in the enemy hero phase, you can reroll 1 unbinding roll.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Because with all your pluses, which you're going to end up at least being like +2 or +3 to cast. So if you happen to perchance maybe miss an opportunity, if you have this, you can not only heal, but then reroll. Yeah, and then there's the one that deals out D3 or D6 mortal wounds. Oh, and then the automatically dispel an endless spell. Oh, and what Seraphon do to endless spells is really cool, too. My favorite thing, they have introduced the mechanic of bound endless spells. So if you cast a bound endless spell, only you can play with it. The Seraphon have a multitude of different ways to get rid of endless spells, like all of them on the board, except for the bound ones, which only they have access to.
Yeah.
So if your game is centered around endless spells, I'm looking at you, Gloomspite.
Yeah.
Go away.
That was a fun attempt to be a competitive army.
Yeah, no, that just got wiped away. That just got wiped away.
Yeah, I should clarify. Earlier I was talking about it's a command ability. It's not. It's a spell that lets it extend to the entire table.
Yeah.
For that extend Astral Matrix. It's a skink spell.
And as you would imagine, the artifacts for Saurus are more combat-oriented. The artifacts for Skinks are more short-person-oriented. I don't know.
Wow. Step stools and such.
Little lizards. Oh, that's mean. Actually, one of the artifacts for the Skinks is Rabute Gilliman's armor. So every time he dies, you roll a die. On a 1 to 3, he's kind of dead. On a 4, 5, 6, he's really not.
Put that on an Engine of the Gods.
Fine. Yeah.
By the way.
You think?
Yep.
Couldn't that be cool? There are some broken, highly crazy
shenanigans.
So now we can get into the spell lores. Oh my God. So if you're a Slan,
you can cast like 600 spells.
Yeah.
And then freely swap them out while teleporting around the board.
Yes.
And not needing line of sight.
Ever.
Dispel. You can just dispel anywhere on the board.
You're just doing anything with a thought anyway.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. So the one I really want to tag out is called Mystical Unforging. Unforging has a casting value of 7. Is successfully cast. Pick one enemy hero that bears an artifact of power within 12 inches of the caster and visible to them. That hero suffers D3 mortal wounds, and you must roll a die. On a 5-up, that hero no longer bears that artifact of power. Uh-oh. Sword of Judgment? Bye-bye.
Yeah, well, if a weapon was picked when it was selected, the weapon reverts to normal.
Right.
So,
But not the weapon of, not the Sword of Judgment. It's just the sword of, wow, this used to be cool.
yeah.
Yeah. But don't bring magic to a slan fight. You know what I mean? Because we're going to kick you up. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. Strong words.
You have Celestial Equilibrium, casting value of 7. If successfully cast until your next hero phase, add 1 to casting, dispelling, unbinding rules for friendly wizards.
Other than
the caster.
Yeah, I like what you're doing here, Bill. You're really trying to gloss over some of these rules.
Some of the bad parts.
Come on now.
No, this is the one you use your Skink Priest to cast so that Lord Croak and the Slan have another +1, giving them a total of +4.
It's a Slan-only spell, Bill.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Oh, rats. So now you have to have
I'm
2
so
Slan
glad I'm here.
to knock my bubble down.
Yeah.
Wow.
God,
All right, so I'll just run Croak and a Slan. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll do 2 Slans. If Randy can do it, I can do it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and Croak and a Slan is only like 60 flipping points.
No, Croak is like 310.
320.
320.
For the second best caster in the entire game.
Yeah.
The first best caster being 880 points.
Sure. And he's only marginally better.
Yeah. Good Lord. All right. Anyways. How much is a regular Slan? I forgot to even look.
I don't know.
I was too distracted by Croak being ridiculous.
Yeah. What is a regular Slan? 260, 280?
A Slan Starmaster is 260 points.
60, yeah, that's what I thought. Yep.
260 points for a guy that can cast 3 spells a turn.
Well,
dispel anywhere on the table.
Technically 4, but okay.
Why is it 4?
Well, because if you're not going to take the thing that gives him an extra cast, what are you doing on the table?
Don't judge people.
Okay,
Bill,
fine.
I've done that enough this show.
No, okay? I'm
260 points for a guy that can cast 3 spells.
3 spells.
Unbind anywhere on the table.
Should be 4, yeah.
Teleport stuff around the table whenever he needs to.
With a whim, yeah.
Summon more stuff onto the table.
Mm-hmm.
260 points, Bill.
Mm-hmm. And if he gives up one of those extra spells that he gets,
Yeah.
he gets more summoning points.
Oh, that's so good once it hits the lips.
Sure is. Let me see here. This is my favorite of all the Slan spells. Drain Magic. Drain Magic has a casting value of 9. If you've done anything correctly, it's a casting value of 5.
I love how you're just assuming.
Well, if you're going for a magic heavy Slan list, you're going to do those things.
Are you?
Well, okay. You're wanting me to say it, and I refuse. I will not do it. Okay, so it has a casting value of 9. Mm-hmm. If successfully cast, all endless spells within 24 inches of the caster that are not bound are dispelled. Seraphon are the only ones that can cast bound spells, so get over that. Yeah. So, yeah. You Skaven with your little, here, why don't you not move anywhere? Endless spell. You Nagashes with your, hey, let me cast through this spell portal. Yeah, no.
Hello, Heart.
Yeah, good night. Yeah,
it's pretty rough.
I'm here to turn you off.
Zinch lists.
Yeah, all Zinch. Mm-hmm.
So, and over on the skink side,
Skinkies.
Got some classics. Good old Hand of Glory makes a return. Hand of Glory has a casting value of 6. If successfully cast, pick one friendly unit wholly within 18 inches of the caster, invisible to them. Until your next hero phase, you can reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by that unit. It's actually really good because you get additional jaw attacks for Coalesced.
Yeah.
There's formations that can give you, that make Saurus Ren 2, which is ridiculous. Saurus Cav can explode on 6s when they hit.
Yep.
So that's a pretty tasty spell.
There's also, there's a hidden trick there, or not a trick, but a hidden part of Celestial Harmony. Another skink spell. It's only got a casting value of 5. You can pick one unit and not make battle shock tests with it. If you roll 10 or higher on the casting, and you're going to be +2 or +3.
Yeah.
If you're 10 or higher, you can do all friendly units within 18 inches of the caster. So that's pretty bonkers.
Yep. And you can slap one of these guys on the back of a Stegodon.
Yeah.
You can slap one of these guys on the back of a Troglodon.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
They're pretty tasty.
Pretty good. I would like to point out. Oh, and then they can bind endless spells. So they can take one of your opponent's endless spells and
make it their own.
Take it over.
Yeah. Which is actually so.
Until your next hero phase.
Yeah.
So
thankfully.
That's another way to manipulate the double turn. You can take an endless spell away from your opponent. They go through 2 turns of not being able to use their endless spell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Yep. This book is filled with negative play experiences.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Something I want to point out that I pointed out to Bill before we started recording. Stellar Tempest is a spell in the Slaawn-only side. Stellar Tempest has a casting value of 8. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within 24 inches of the caster invisible to them. Roll 1 die for each model in that unit. For each 5+, that unit suffers a mortal wound. Now, on the Skink side, there is the Tide of Serpents spell.
Yay.
Tide of Serpents has a casting value of 8. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within 12 inches of the caster and roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in that unit. For each 5+, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. And I asked Bill, what is missing from those 2 spells?
Oh, I know now.
Yeah, now you know.
I know.
What is it, Bill?
Pick me.
Yeah.
It doesn't say wholly within.
Yeah, it is not one of those things that says for every model wholly within X number of inches, you roll a die.
Right.
And with the movement capability of this army, you can get anywhere you need to be to pick one tiny dude on the end of a big unit, and you can light up the entire unit, which is really good.
There's also a bound spell portal, so you can actually reach out and touch someone 18 inches away plus the 12-inch range of the spell.
You can also do the platform.
The Balewind
Vortex,
adds 6 inches. Yeah,
exactly. So there's a lot of nasty magic that can come out of this army. And these are just the 2 spell lores. This is not touching on all the spells that are on the individuals.
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mentioned before that if you go Coalesced, you can pick Coatl's Claw or Thunder Lizard. And if you're Starborn, you can pick Dracothian's Tail or Fangs of Sotek. So now with Dracothian's Tail, let me see. Your ability is, instead of setting up on the battlefield...
They're called constellations.
Oh, yes, you're right. Constellations. So, because the constellations turn into asterisms, and now constellations are what we do for a living. So, yeah, whatever.
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
They're just retconning everything. No, anyway. The ability for this group is Appear on Command. This is the whole, for every unit you set up on the board, you can set up one in the stars, and then just knock it down whenever you need to. And, of course, just like all the standard rules, if you haven't placed it by the 4th battle round, it's considered slain because you're dumb. So,
wow.
Well, come on. If you don't remember that you have reserves, which I should probably not say you're dumb. Well, no, I will, because I've done it before and I'm dumb. Yeah, okay, so it fits. I had a whole bunch of Black Templars that were in a drop pod.
Yeah.
And let me see, I had 2 drop pods, I believe 2 full tactical squads, and I was just getting my butt handed to me the whole game. And I was like, Jesus, I feel like I'm playing down points. At which point, dude looked over at me and said, well, you kind of are since your drop pods are sitting behind you. And I was like, oh, my God. Oops.
Oh,
yeah.
Bill.
Yeah. So, just funny anecdotal. That was up at Feast of Blades. Another reasons why I have such joyful memories of that place. Anyway, the command trait for Dracothian's Tail is this general knows 1 extra spell from the lore of Celestial Domination, page 60. In addition, you can re-roll 1 casting, dispelling, or unbinding roll for this general each hero phase. Isn't that cute?
That's really strong.
That's really strong. So now you're going to have your slans rocking down. Yeah, anyway, Yeah, okay. Let's just not go there. Now, the Artifact of Power, which is really the big mitigator for this, it's what really knocks it down and makes you not want to take it. Because it's called the God Beast Pendant. The first time the bearer is slain, before removing them from the battlefield, roll a die. On a 1 to 3, the bearer is slain. On a 4 to 6, you're not slain. All wounds allocated to them are healed, and any wounds that currently remain to be allocated to them are negated. Oops.
Yeah, that's a real drawback there, Bill.
It's terrible. You know, the price you pay for taking this organization is so high. The tax, if you will. Would you like to cover Fangs of Sotek?
No.
No?
I'm done with this book.
I think that is such a crazy mechanic that.
Yeah, it's really strong.
And I love the way they address the whole idea of the wounds you haven't allocated yet.
Sure.
Because, you know, that does come up quite often with other units that are returned to the battlefield, like Ribba Gilliman. It is so flippin' powerful to put that on, I don't know, a Slan, Star Master. Yeah. You can't put it on Lord Croak because he's got a name.
Yeah, it's got to be really rough taking a little sub-formation like this where everything in it is good and there's no drawbacks to taking it whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Isn't that good? Isn't that tasty, boys?
Isn't that great? So since you don't want to cover them, come on. Cover Fangs of Sotek, will you?
Fangs of Sotek. First to battle. In the first battle round, add 3 inches to the move characteristics of Fangs of Sotek skink units.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Stegodons and Bastillodons have the skink keyword.
No way.
So
really?
Yeah.
They're not small like a skink.
No. That's pretty strong.
That's very strong.
Fangs of Sotek skink. It is bold. Yeah, it's the keyword.
Yeah, it's the keyword. Yeah.
But then we have, for Parting Shot, you can use this command ability at the end of your charge phase, at the end of the enemy charge phase, sorry. If you do so, pick one friendly Fangs of Sotek Skinks unit. Oh, this is different. It's Skinks unit from the Skinks War Scroll.
Yeah, from the Skinks War Scroll.
Yeah. Right. Or friendly Chameleon Skink unit that is wholly within 18 inches of a friendly Sotek hero. That Skink or Chameleon Skink unit can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
After you have resolved all of that unit shooting's attack, roll a die. On a 4+, that unit can make a normal move. If it does, it must retreat but cannot run. A unit cannot benefit from this command ability more than once per phase. So earlier when you were complaining about skinks not being able to...
Yeah, no, this is their retreat from combat with the addition of
Stand
I get to
and
shoot you too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is kind of Tau Overwatch
Yep.
for skinks in Age of Sigmar.
Yep.
So, yeah, they lost it from their scroll. But again, I think, you know, if you want to play that kind of skink tar pit, I'm going to be in your way or in your face all the time, you're going to have to go with this Fangs of Sotek and take all the drawbacks that go with it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, the command trait is for a Fangs of Sotek Saurus general must have this command trait instead of the one listed. So if you take a Slan, you're not beholden to this.
No.
But if you do take a Saurus, if this general is part of your army and on the battlefield at the start of the hero phase, roll a die. On a 3+, you receive an extra command point. That's pretty tasty. On a 3 up,
Yep.
That's pretty reliable.
Yeah.
And then the artifact that you are required, the tax.
Yeah, this is horrible.
The first Fangs of Sotek hero to receive an artifact of power must be given the Serpent God Dagger. Pick one of the bearer's melee weapons. At the end of any phase, if any wounds inflicted by that weapon in that phase were allocated to an enemy model and not negated, and that enemy model has not been slain, roll a die. On a 5+, that... On a 5+, that enemy model is slain.
Can anyone say reality splitting axe?
Yep.
for the skinks? Yeah. Yeah. Is that not awesome or what?
So good.
What a tax.
So good.
It is. It's horrible. I mean, I don't understand. They're always talking about how the artifact in these formations, these constellations, is the thing that sort of, you know, returns them to balance. And these are amazing.
They're pretty tasty. They're pretty tasty.
So anyway, we have Coatl's Claw, which is next. Savagery Incarnate is the ability. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by friendly Coatl's Claw Saurus units that made a charge move in the same turn. Okay, that's not OP. If they charge, they get an extra attack.
No, they add one to their hit rolls.
Okay, add one to their hit rolls. I'm sorry, I'm reading
I know
ahead.
the rules are really slowing the game down.
I know, aren't they? And I just read it out loud. Then their command ability is Controlled Fury. You can use this command ability at the start of the combat phase. If you do so, pick one friendly Coatl's Claw Saurus unit wholly within 24 inches of a friendly Coatl's Claw Saurus hero. That unit counts as having made a charge move in that turn for the purposes of the Savagery Incarnate rule. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're basically charging every turn. Their command trait is Dominant Predator. Roll a die each time this general is used to issue a command to a friendly Coatl's Claw Saurus unit. On a 4-up, you receive an extra command point, which is bonkers.
Yeah, because there's nothing stopping you from taking that and the one out of the big book that on a 5-up gives you a command point back.
Yeah.
So you can just be a command point generating machine.
Yeah. As long as you have multiple Saurus units, you can be just cranking out command points. At which point, OCR Bone Reapers will be stealing them from you. But, at least you'll be generating them. And the artifact of power for Coatl's Claw is the Eviscerating Blade. Pick one of the bearer's melee weapons. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with that weapon is 6, that attack inflicts 2 mortal wounds on the target in addition to any normal damage. Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, hell of attacks. Now, I saved the great one for you, because this one is the most... I don't know why they call it the Thunder Lizard. They should have just called this the Ben Johnson Special.
Yeah.
And choo-choo, mother...
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right.
Take it away, Ulrich.
Thunder Lizards.
Yay!
Mighty Beasts of War. Add 2 to the wounds characteristics of Thunder Lizard monsters.
Yeah.
All of them.
Because they're hurting for wounds as it is anyway.
Yeah, usually that's an ability that you have to pick for everybody. Anyways, all right. Stay on target. Trove of Old One technology. This is your command ability, boys.
We can boil this one down, too.
Yeah, it lets a Bastillodon shoot twice.
Or an Engine of the Gods shoot
or
twice.
An Engine of the Gods can use its Cosmic Engine twice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Not if you're on the receiving end of it.
No. Prime War Beast is a Thunder Lizard general with a monster mount. Must have this command trait instead of one listed on page 57. Prime War Beast. Add 1 to the attacks characteristics of the weapons used by this general's mount.
I'm looking at you, Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Just a little.
So.
Oh, and in addition, remember, they get the extra Jaws attack anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
just saying.
2 additional Jaws attacks at a flat damage of 5.
I'm just saying. It's kind of good. Maybe.
I mean, it has playability. It has playability, Bill.
These guys are not going to be literally unplayable.
I'm just waiting for you to lose your first game. Oh my God. All right. The first Thunder Lizard hero, artifact of power here.
Mm-hmm.
The first Thunder Lizard hero to receive an artifact of power must be given the Fusel of Conflagration. What the hell did I just say?
It's a Fusel of Conflagration.
That's the one.
So it's a Fusel of Fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Conflagration. GIFs.
Conflagration.
GIFs. In your shooting phase, you can pick one enemy unit within 12 inches of the bearer invisible to them and roll a die. On a 1, this artifact cannot be used again for the rest of the battle.
Yeah.
That's all.
Your wand of magic missiles wearing dry.
Meep. On a 2 to 3, nothing happens. On a 4 to 5, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds, and on a 6, that enemy unit suffers D6 mortal wounds. That is the worst artifact we've talked about.
Yeah.
And it has the capability of doing D6 mortal wounds.
D6 mortal wounds. Yeah, isn't that? Oh, doesn't it make you just go, wow?
Well, I want to pour one out for my Gloomspite boys.
I know.
Shout out to Sylvaneth players.
Yeah.
My boys in the Beasts of Chaos.
Yep.
I feel for you.
I know. There are so many good builds in this book. I maintain that it's not OP.
Of course you would.
There's a few things on it that I think need to be changed to restore balance or to get rid of negative play experiences.
Yeah, your modesty is what I appreciate, Bill. You've been given this.
Am I coming through as really fake?
You've been given this golden egg, and you're like, well, I'm willing to talk it down to silver.
So
if you give me bronze again, Games Workshop, I'm out of here.
I don't sound sincere, do I?
No.
I love the fact that this book is in your face.
Ridiculous.
Crush your dreams, pal.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
The book is good. The book is very good. I still maintain it's not overpowered.
Of course you would.
Don't touch it. Leave it. Just don't touch it.
God.
So some of the battalions that are out there are... They're a lot like the old battalions, but, in this new flavor of the game, we have those big constellations that are called in this book, and the battalions are kind of played down a little bit. But, you have like the Fire Lance. We all know what the Fire Lance is. It's a Scarvet and then 3 Saurus Knight units. Its ability is you get to add 3 to run and charge rolls for units with this battalion that are wholly within 18 inches of the Scarvet. From the same battalion. So, that's not huge. Add 3 inches. Don't look at me like I'm not sincere, am I?
No.
That's pretty good.
For one, I'm pretty sure anybody out there would be glad to add another 3 inches.
To their charge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then to an army that can drop 9 inches away from you.
Oh, that makes it a 6-inch charge.
That makes it a 6-inch charge.
I never thought of that.
God bless, Bill. I swear to God.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's also a Sunclaw Temple host, which might make your Temple Guard, your Saurus Guard, pretty good. If you take a Saurus Old Blood or a Saurus Sunblood and 3 Saurus Warriors units, your ability is to improve the rend characteristics of the Jaws weapons used by that battalion by 1. So they get a rend. Big deal. They get 1 rend.
On their jaw attack.
Yeah.
Which they get an additional jaw attack.
Yeah.
Oh, this is coalesced. And then they can take the Celestite Club, which has a rend, so all their attacks have rend 1.
Yeah, but how much stuff ignores rend 1 now?
Anyways.
This is a very biased book review, by the way.
I have to say, I'm happy for you, Bill.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you.
No, you're
because a book for an army that you haven't played in years and have only complained about has finally dropped to make an army that you will still continue to complain about and not play any games with has made them better.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
because what's going to happen is I'm going to get all set to play them. The fact's going to drop and it's going to be like, no, that stuff's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to get the KO bat. Anything else? I mean, we could take Starborn, Sunclaw, Starhost. This is this is the one that hits for me. Saurus Old Blood or a Saurus Sunblood, 3 Saurus Warrior units. Improve the rend characteristic of Celestite weapons used by this unit. Or used by units from this battalion by 1. All of a sudden your basic infantry has rend 2. That is ridiculous.
Almost getting into Mortec Guard range. Yeah, and we're not going to dive into the individual units. In fact, we're going to pretty much wrap up here. Except to say that if you are a Seraphon player, read every war scroll because they have all changed.
Yeah.
There's nothing that was untouched in this book. In fact, the only thing in this book really that is probably the Razordons.
Yeah.
They've
been consistently garbage for as long as I can remember.
Yeah,
Lizardmen being in the game.
And
that goes all the way back to like 5th edition.
Yeah, and they're hot garbage now.
Yeah.
And Salamanders are still really
my God.
Really
Salamanders
good.
Are strong.
Yeah. I love the way they say the Salamanders unit it's a unit with 4 models. One of these models must be a Salamander.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a really weird way to word it, but why not just say it's a Salamander and 3 handlers?
Well, I think this is the better way to do it because remember when we had this goof artillery profiles and stuff back in the beginning? I'm so glad they've started cleaning all
rid of that.
up.
One other thing is Lord Croak has gone back to his nasty damage spell is now casted as many times as you want.
Yep.
except the casting value goes up by 1 each time you do it. So he's got his old rules back, and he's lost the take a wound and beat his bravery. He just now has an invul save.
Yep.
So, which is good. He's actually back to being old, cool Lord Croak. He only has 7 wounds, though.
Yeah, but he's got a 4-up.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong.
It's good. Yeah, well, I'm not... You put him up on a Balewind and...
Well, I don't even know if you bother with that. You just put 5 Saurus Guard next to him. On a 2-up, he dumps wounds
onto them. Yeah. So
that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
It's like having your own little gun hauler.
Yeah. All of the units are really good.
On a scale of 1 to 1,600, what do you rate this book?
1750.
You like the Price is Right contestant?
You know, there's so many things in this book, like we were talking earlier about the Ripperdons and the Ripperdactyls and the Pterodons. Now they have named they have leaders that exponentially make them better.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of times looking at War Scrolls in here that you'll see the War Scroll and be like, well, this is okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's when it works together.
There's a lot of synergies.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Between taking a unit, putting a character next to it, and then putting those in a formation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's where they begin to like, if you want to do a melee Saurus army, you are going to be able to build it, and you are going to really be able to tweak it and make it very, very good at mixing it up with anything out there. Except, and we said this before, they've made Seraphon very, very offensive, very, very magically powerful, but they haven't done a darn thing to their ability to defend themselves. They haven't gotten more wounds. They still have questionable bravery. They're going to be able to be beaten. Once you get past their alpha strikes and their beta strikes, they will fall. I mean, they're no stronger and they're no more defensible than anything else out there in the game. Yes, you can eliminate some battle shock tests for some units, but still, when the swords start swinging in combat, these guys are going to start dying off, which I think is the great, equalizer. Yes, they're very, very strong on that first turn when they're all buffed out and the units are at full strength. They're going to be tough. They're going to be hard to beat. But when all is said and done, we've had a couple of rounds of combat or shooting, there's going to be a lot of dead lizards on the ground. That's, again, why I don't believe that they're OP. Now, I think the big thing that's going to be weird for people to understand is the bound endless spells versus endless spells, plus my taking over your endless spells. That might be a little hard to swallow for some people. That might be a negative play. But I don't care. Deal with it. Shut up.
Wow.
Oh, do I sing a different tune when it's on my side, don't I?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you want to hear my take on the book?
Well, let me just give you my grade. So,
you said 1750.
If we go to a realistic 1 to 10 scale, I'm going to definitely give this book a solid 9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because there's some things, and you recognize when the fact comes out, there's going to be some things that have to change.
Double the point value on everything.
How about no? Yeah, no.
Okay.
But no, there's a couple of things you can see that I think in combination, and once they see that, once Jack Armstrong whoops that out and goes, hey guys, look at me. Not only can you not kill them, but I can kill anything you have. They're going to go, uh-oh. So there's going to be some fixes. Don't worry.
Okay.
What is your opinion of the book?
So my take on the book is, and I don't want it to sound negative. I probably sounded a little salty or whatever during the recording. I'm not.
Well, of course you did. You're trying to ruin my fun.
I know, yeah. That was just me teasing you. It's a super cool book. And this isn't meant to sound negative, but I feel like this book and some of the ones that have come out recently are very rules dense.
Yeah.
There's a lot here.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're taking on this army, like you need to know your rules.
Yeah.
And if you're playing against this army, you need to know its rules.
Yeah.
I mean, people talked about when Skaven came out, they were like, good God, this book has so much stuff in it and blah, blah, blah. But we've gotten so many books since then that are like that. And the thing is kind of a double-edged sword because being able to go Coalesced or Starborn and then breaking those down again into 2 other things and then being able to take formations within those.
Based on that, yeah.
All this kind of stuff allows you as a player all kinds of sweet freedom to do whatever you want and to
Right.
build whatever army you want. And that's fantastic, right? The ability to do that.
Yeah.
But also, that's a lot of rules to remember. That's a lot of rules to get confused.
And that's one of the things that an unscrupulous player could quite easily rock up to the table and go, "Oh, I'm coalesced," and then kind of cherry pick from the different underlying. And if you don't know the Seraphon book, he can just whoop to a page and go, "Yeah, see right there, I have extra jaws and I have this extra thing to my wound." And then the very next turn, he's flipping over to it looks like it's in the same section, but it's actually in a whole different area.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have this and this. So yeah, you have to. We're getting back to or into a space where you kind of have to know the other guy's book as well as you know your own. And this book leads to confusion, even for the player playing it, let alone the guy up against it. I see where you're coming from. There's a lot of new mechanics and there's a lot of new ways of looking at things that are adding to the complexity.
Yeah, and I've lost tournament games because somebody was telling me rules out of their book and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a book that I hadn't delved into.
It wasn't.
And that was not the case. The rules did not work like that.
Yeah.
And so that can create a feel-bad experience. And it's, and of course you say, well, if you want to play competitively, it's on you to really know not only your book, but everybody else's.
Yeah.
And sure, if you really want to take your shot at like a podium finish, you better believe you need to know everything in and out. But, these books are getting pretty...
They're getting in-depth, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, and I hate to keep hawking it, but I really don't because I really like hawking it, but this is where AOS Reminders comes in. This is where having that printout from AOS Reminders to be able to show your opponent and say, here's the choices I made and here's the effects that those choices have, that I think is a really good part of the game. And, I embrace everything that Davis has done with that wholeheartedly, not because it makes my game easier, but I can also prove that, I really do have this ability. This does come with my army. Now, the unscrupulous player thing, you're always going to get that. But it's one of those where, if you're rocking up to somebody and they're just used to playing their army and they haven't really seen a whole lot of other things, you could get away with quite a bit in this book because it's out there. And, like you said, it's the same thing with Tzeentch and some of the other books that are very recent. There's new mechanics. There's
Bone
new
Reapers
ways. Yeah,
plays the
Bone
game
Reapers.
differently. We're starting to get into, for old school players, if you remember vampire counts back in 7th edition, they were basically like, oh, I see that you have a big red rule book of rules. It'd be a shame that if I don't use any of that to play the game my own way. And it's like, okay, and now I have to know that army book because it'd be very easy for my opponent to cheat me or whatever.
Yep.
I'm just saying. But it's like I said, it's a double-edged sword because it gives a Seraphon player so many fun options.
Oh gosh, yes.
To do so many things. And and if you're like a Stormcast player and you're looking at these new books and you're sitting there just licking your chops waiting for your book to drop, that I guarantee you that next Stormcast book is going to be Bananas.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Bananas?
Gwen Stefani tried to warn us about this one.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. As soon as that Stormcast book comes out, it's going to be bonkers. And I honestly hope for Stormcast players' sake that they have something like this where, they're able to be flexible and put the units they want into an army and have it be good. Have that flexibility.
That internal balance.
Yeah. That's the hardest thing for me for the Stormcast. And I think it's going to take a whole big rewrite. And it's going to be, all those other books are gone. Here's the new only book. Let's not open a chamber. Let's fix the ones we have.
Yeah.
And make it to where you can make an army with Judicators and Liberators side by side with Evocators and Sequitors and have it make sense and have it be a value to have them together.
Yeah, R.I.P. to the person that's got to rewrite that book.
No.
And try to balance that.
It's, to me, if I'm Ben Johnson, I put one of the new guys who's shown some level of promise, like he can craft a sentence, and I say, Here's all the lines. Here's all the lines. Here's all the models. Here's what they're named. Write me a book.
You go full Jared Kushner.
Yeah, you just start over and say, here's the groundwork. Here's what these guys do. They have bows. Guess what? They shoot. But let him basically, without clouded vision of what they were like and are like, let him build an army and see where you go. Because if you're still hung up on making liberators act like liberators,
right,
then when you make that book, there's going to be no point in having them when you can have evocators or sequitors.
So let me get this straight. You want to take somebody who's new to the rules team and doesn't really know the flagship army for one of their 2 major games, who somehow made it on board as a rules writer, to then turn around and write a book for some 70-plus units, going solely off what the models look like as opposed to what they've been doing for the last 4 years.
Yeah. It'd be so funny to watch.
Good God, Bill.
I was trying not to crack up while you were saying that. Okay,
it's like trying to find somebody to be on the jury of Michael Jackson, who's never heard of Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they were out there.
Yeah.
Sure. Anyway, no, yeah, I mean, obviously we know somebody's got to rewrite it, but they got to start from scratch, and you know it. They have to start over because there has to be a new bottom floor. If you make Liberators the bottom floor like they are now, there will never be a point to take Liberators and Judicators because the other units later on in the later books will always be better than them.
Sure.
And, I could take Evocators and get spells? Yeah, why do I need those other golden boys? You send them away. Sigmar, reforge them into something that works.
Somebody has to hold that totem pole up.
Sure. But we don't have to game that. And, maybe you retire those original lines. Maybe you make them go away. It's not unheard of. Tomb Kings ring a bell?
Good God.
No, I'm half serious. Maybe you make Liberators and Paladins units that are no longer really super points efficient.
You Legacy War Scroll them or whatever it's called. Yeah.
You know what? Sigmar's done with them. We don't have that model.
They're the Thunder Warriors of...
Yeah, we don't have the mold for them anymore in the Sigmar Abulum. So you go in a Liberator, but you come out like an Evocator or a Cat. One of the two. I don't know. Something might go wrong. But
this is why we don't record this late anymore. This is exactly why we don't record this late anymore.
This is us not drinking, too.
I
really.
know.
Seriously.
I can only imagine. Yeah, right. So somebody has to hold everything up, right? This deck of cards, this house of cards. So if you gave Liberators some rule kind of like Power Bottom, right, where they have to be able to withstand other people piling up behind them. If you'd like to even bother getting a hold of us at this point.
Yeah, there's no one that wants our address, but...
Oh, my God.
Oh, don't forget, folks, we have a Patreon page, so you can contribute to our delinquency. Ooh. And, yeah. Oh, my God. Yes, and I apologize for that Stormcast entire discussion. Did you ever give your final grade for the book?
Oh, it's like a D-, whatever. Doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't count.
I went 1 through 10. You went 8
My number grade is a D. All right. Yeah, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, total knee-jerk reaction having the book in my hands for not even 36 hours.
Exactly.
No FAQ. I've not seen it in the wild.
Right.
So I have more of a star host approach. We've yet to see it coalesced.
Way to work the theme in. Awesome.
It's so painful. This last little bit. Scale of 1 to 10. I don't know. I give it 8 Carnosaurs.
Ooh. Only 8?
8 Carnosaurs out of 8.
Wow. 8 out of 8? So it's got a 10 then.
No, it's got an 8 out of 8, Bill.
Right. 8 out of 8 is 100%. Since we're on a 10 scale, 100% is 10.
Yeah. Is it, though?
It is.
Jesus wept.
Okay, we're stopping right now.
Yeah, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it, 9 is probably good. I mean, again, we've yet to see.
And that's the thing, is we have to see how it stacks up against Zinj.
Definitely
how it goes up against
FAQs.
OBR. Yeah, and there's going to be
that's something we've been stressing on our last few shows is book drops. Probably want to wait a couple weeks for that.
Don't build an army tonight because chances are, if you see the bent thing,
don't build something with an exploit,
yes,
explicitly in it, and then be surprised when which I can't really think of anything that would be exploitable off the top of my head. I'm sure there's people that have already cracked the code on this nonsense. Sure. I'd imagine there's some kind of loophole with magic.
Oh, I'm sure
magic
there is
really strong in this book.
Well, Lord Croak with 5 spells and casting at a +4, that's pretty
strong.
bonkers.
Or just 2 Slann, man. 260.
Double Slann is
520 points for, oh, man.
Well, just think
really
the 520 points, but they're each going to give up a spell, so they're bringing in summoning points. So the points that you spent to get the double Slann, you're going to be make up with summoned units. You know, you're going to be able to do Slaanesh better than Slaanesh, maybe. And probably not.
We didn't go over the summoning specifically, but it's very easy to just crap out skinks. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. And it's a pool.
Yeah.
So it's not like corn where
I
have 5 blood tithe, but I use 2 to get units on the table. I lose all of it. No, this is just a big pool.
You just subtract what you used that turn and move along.
Yeah. So it's super good.
Yep. It's like summoning for most of the other factions. So yeah. There's so many different ways to break this and beat this. It'll be fun. Enjoy,
though.
Yeah.
Enjoy. And now we know why they didn't get their own endless spells.
Yeah. They don't need them.
Yeah.
They have
just like
everyone else's.
Yep. They get cool effects with the ones that already exist.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool feature. You know, I like that.
It is, and it keeps people from having to buy. So.
All right, in sync.
Anyway.
About right.
On that bombshell.
Good night.
If you would like to get in touch with us, you can reach us at our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/rollingbadpodcast, all one word. Our Patreon page is at www.patreon.com/rollingbadpodcast, again, all one word. The Twitter account for the show is at rolling_bad. And our individual Twitters are, for me, at Bill Castello, BILLCASTELLO. And for Elric, it's at Elric Edge, ELRICEDGE. All of our guests on the show will have their contact information in that show's show notes. The music in the show is used courtesy of Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com and used under the Creative Commons license. The Rolling Bad podcast is protected under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International License. Information for this license can be found at creativecommons.org.
Put the bunny back in the box.
It's all gold.
All podcast gold.
Everything that comes out of my mouth is gold. You should know this by now. I'm just telling you, just hit the moment I walk into your house, as soon as the dogs stop barking their heads off, just hit record.
I just have to hit record. Yeah. Who cares if I spend 8 years editing?
So much incriminating evidence you would have against me at this point. Oh,
that's so true.
My confession of being the third shooter on the grassy knoll, where I hid the Lindbergh baby.
Oh, you. Oh.
I'm telling you. Not Lindbergh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lindbergh.
Yeah. That was it.
I don't know. You were alive during that time.
Wow.
Anyway,
thanks for that.
That's what you get for buying Tao.
Yeah. I get COVID and I get... Wow. Thanks, dude. All right. Who knows? Maybe by the time this comes out, it'll be over. Oh, let's not.
That's wishful thinking.
I know Kung Fu.
But I'd say that's what, maybe 6-inch square, maybe a little more? Measured up. Oh, God, no. Use the mat on the table. Oh, my God. Thank God we don't do live video.
Well, if I put it end on end, yeah, that's 6 inches. Yeah, that's about right, Bill.
Okay, editing Bill. Whatever you're thinking at the moment, take that out. Okay. So anyway, I've lost Elric.
What are we even doing anymore at this point? Wheels have come off.
Oh, my.
I don't mind being minimized. My contribution to this is obviously minimal. So let's just move on. Hey, Seraphon book came out. It's pretty cool. So if you want to get in touch with us...
Oh,
how does it feel now, mister?
the book you've been waiting for since the first one came out in the bed. And you're triggered so hard, you're like, screw it, I'm taking my ball and going home. So good.
Bazinga!
What's that? What's that place where they have all the stuff on the walls? You mean Shenanigans? God, Billy. Your reaction to that. How do we even get out a show?
How do we do a show? I don't know.
All right.
Thank you for breaking that train of thought. Choo-choo. Okay.
Excellent.